Yeah.
I don't know how to do the echo without the thing.
You're gonna need to figure it out.
Oh, hold on,
Do we
everyone.
have any music?
Hold on. Yeah, I do this. I do this bit. Hold on. And
Welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 216, being recorded on July 19th, 2022. The council is now in session, and as with every week, we will make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit.
Random shit. I tried.
With little background and next to no expertise. All CouncilCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever.
welcome, everyone.
All right. Well, welcome. That was some absolutely not terrible trash to start off this episode, which is almost as good as maybe China needs to come here and clean it up for us, because they are going to clean up the space junk.
They are?
Yeah.
Excited about
apparently,
this.
China has decided that they are tired of polluting space, and they are going to create a gigantic drag sail to collect garbage that's just floating around aimlessly in space.
Anytime I hear anybody talk about sales, and I know I've said this on this fucking thing before, I cannot handle it because my brain always fires the like fucking memory neuron, whatever, that is the dude from Armageddon that's like, we will deploy the Mylar sails. And like, I always see that stupid bastard like talking about that shit whenever somebody says sales, and it's gonna fucking haunt me on my deathbed. I can feel it.
Well, this sounds exactly like that. So maybe it is a Mylar sail that they're deploying. Apparently, it's 25 square meters, and they launched it on a rocket back in June. And apparently, they're going to test just collecting stuff from space. So I guess it'll take them 2 years to start doing it, though.
There's a picture of it. Or it's the
There you
picture inside of an oven filled with aluminum foil.
Looks like Jiffy Pop popcorn.
They say, what did they say? Oh, I was hoping they'd say it was made.
Wouldn't that be a hell of a spacecraft? It gets up there, the sun hits it, and just bunch of popcorn.
That's a good idea.
That's it. You know what? That's a new engine we got going. Save that for later. Billionaire popcorn thrust. There's energy there.
If somebody just
The Midwest
attached a
needs to
whole
pivot,
bunch,
man. This ethanol thing.
What was that movie with
a fucking
aliens
bust.
where they're flying around the country, where like out in the country, they get into a giant grain bin full of popcorn, so they heat it up, and it pops in. Then they eat their way out. What was that movie?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was like on the Disney Channel or something when I was a kid.
Absolutely no idea.
No, I don't know.
but I do like this popcorn thrust idea, because you can buy that popcorn you put on the oven on the stovetop, and you can just attach a whole bunch of that to the bottom of a rocket once it's in space. Just let the sun heat it up.
That's a good
It'll be
idea.
good. You'll have like unlimited thrust.
Well, I'm all for cleaning up junk in space, but I'm not sure that this is. They're just going to take that big piece of tinfoil and try and catch stuff?
Oh, big piece of Mylar. Yeah.
Oh, Mylar. Okay. Sorry.
Um,
Looks like tinfoil.
Yeah, they say China has a pretty precarious history of just leaving junk in space, and so I guess it's good that they're finally going to clean some of it up. I guess I'll give them credit for that.
Okay.
But I guess
I like
it's the Department of Defense's Global Space Surveillance Network apparently tracks more than 27,000 pieces of orbital debris. So
Just junk.
that's just junk. Like probably
So I can
screwdrivers
see-
from the Apollo missions, and
I can see this working its way into Space Force, the series. I can see the Chinese Mylar net coming out and taking one of the U.S. key pieces of equipment up there in space and just designating it as space junk and then hauling it off and having them go, "We need that." I can see them screaming at the
Are they going to
monitor.
send it to the sun though? This is my question. Like I've pitched this idea before.
I don't think so. I think they're just going to take this and it's going to capture things and then deorbit it so it burns up. They talked about having it burn up over the Indian Ocean or something like that.
Great. More global warming. I'm going to say thumbs down. This just sounds like a bad idea.
I like the idea, but I'm going to give it a thumbs up for somebody trying something yet again. Or
Space
maybe just, clean up your
Invaders.
garbage when you're done.
Remember
Don't
this
just
movie,
leave it hanging
Space
out.
Invaders?
That's a real
I don't
movie.
think Space Invaders, they ate popcorn? Hey, you're searching for scene where
Headlights, no taillights, no wheels, and I clocked you going 3,000 miles per hour. That's 2,945 miles an hour in excess of the posted limit.
Great. There goes my insurance. All right, where?
The hell is this shit?
This movie,
Space Invaders.
I can't remember the full plot of it. I just remember, like, I was like, they're like green alien head things. The makeup work, I'm gonna just say it right now, from watching it this exact second, is phenomenal. Like, I'm blown away. I expected it to be a lot more cheesy than it is, makeup wise. Like the lines are terrible. The storyline.
The whole full-size, human-sized chicken.
I mean, that's just a kid. It's like Halloween, so that's how they play off. Oh, the people are just in these. Like no one's reacting to them being aliens.
You know what show doesn't stand up the test of time for its sci-fi graphics is Dreamscape. I mean, the storyline is great, but that claymation monster at the end.
Dreamscape.
Oh my gosh, the claymation
Yeah.
monster. I mean, I think the
Dreamscape
first time we
was-
watched it, it was like, oh, that's scary, and now you're going, oh man,
It's
Someone
like,
just
it was
step
like
on that claymation.
Dennis Quaid
1984.
was doing Dennis Quaid was in this movie and it was supposed to be.
Why dude, look at the IMDb page for Dreamscape. Tell me this isn't a fucking Indiana Jones ripoff.
Oh, yeah.
It's
well,
not.
Sure.
well, the picture
It is-
is, but the movie
it's,
is in no way like it.
But
It's
this
an
is
early-
supposed to be an Indiana
Yes.
Jones play. Okay,
It looks
has
like
to
it.
be.
Makes you
I mean,
want to
here-
go and watch Indiana Jones.
Here, look at this. Fucking
With the light and the girl. Yep.
yeah, I need this open in a thing. Share, Chrome tab. This guy. I mean, right? That's an Indiana
Oh
Jones
yeah,
thing.
they totally stole that straight from Indiana Jones. Oh wow, this has the actress, the gal who was like the little girl.
Yeah, she's an Indiana
Jurassic
Jones
Park.
actress.
No,
Well,
I'm
isn't
talking
she
about Space
Harrison?
Invaders, sorry.
Harrison. Oh.
Hmm.
Anyway, the Dreamscape monster is
No, but Dreamscape is just
not
Inception.
scary.
It's Inception before Inception was
Yep.
invented. So
It
it's
is.
like Christopher Nolan watched Dreamscape and was like, you know what? I could do a dream movie way more confusing, and he did.
Well, something
You know, this-
that
I
isn't
will say-
confusing. Go ahead, Brian.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to move on to the moon, and where there's more aliens.
Wait, are there aliens?
No, but Japan apparently wants to bring artificial gravity to the moon, so aliens can walk around more like humans, I guess.
Perfect.
So
How are
yeah,
they
they
going to do
want.
that?
They are going to develop a giant cyclone building, is what it looks like to me. Basically, they're going to spin a giant cylinder at 1G, I guess, so you can walk around on the moon.
So it's going to be you can walk on the surface of the moon and there's gravity. So like they're going to bring gravity to the whole thing, or it's just like inside of their space station moon.
So
moon
that's what I was
station.
hoping for, and I was hoping that they would say, "Yep, we're going to make it everywhere," but it is apparently only in their little moon station. So it's just in one building. They're going to simulate gravity,
Okay.
which is a lot less exciting. I
Yeah,
think
I mean, it makes sense
they should have
because
just put this thing around the entire moon, just build it around the entire moon, and then we can walk on the surface of it.
That's no moon. That's a space station.
We will turn the moon into a space station.
We'll put a laser on it. We'll call it Alan Parsons Project. The Death Star.
dude, the Death Star.
The Death Station. We'll call it the Death Station. No one will ever know.
Dr. Evil.
They showed off this final proposal showing a really cool graphic of it, but to me it looks really, really small. They do show boats living inside of this thing, so I do wonder how big this is.
They show what living inside of it?
There's like a boat. It looks like like
Why
the
would they
rings
need a
in
boat
Halo.
on the moon? We're
This is what it
sailors on
reminds
the
me of.
moon. We carry a harpoon. But
Okay, here they go. The spinning cones will have an approximate radius of 328 feet. So they'll be, just over 650 feet in diameter and have a height of 1,312 feet. And it will spin once every 20 seconds.
Huh.
This seems a little outrageous.
In Star Trek, they didn't even do that. They just gave them boots that kept them down on the ground. Anti-grav boots.
Maybe they should.
Wouldn't it be easier to make anti-grav boots and walk all over the moon?
I think that
I
would
think
certainly be easier than what they're doing here.
I think so.
They even have like a little roller coaster that connects them. I'm going to say I like your comment there, Brian. I'm going to go thumbs down on this because I think it would be a lot easier just to develop gravity boots, and then we can actually walk on the surface of the moon.
Gravity boots, yeah. All right.
I have something to add to that.
Were Kathleen's pants in the car?
1 second.
Did you bring them in?
Maybe.
Go on.
You need to bring them in. That's the fancy pants for her.
We destroyed that.
Oh yeah. So this would be my idea for the billionaires.
Gone from suck to blow.
Well, yeah, because then he can use this to clean up space junk way more effectively than the Chinese with their mylar or whatever.
Helmet, what's going on? Sanders, what's going on? It's Mega Maid. She's gone from suck to blow. What? I'm getting all the air back. Do something. Do something. Do something.
God, the movie's so fucking funny.
I think
I'm
Mega
sorry,
Maid
sir.
could clean up. Mega Maid could clean up outer space, don't you think? Way more.
Yeah, that's the point. Like you're paying for like the development of it, and that is a feature that
that's a good distinction. That's a good distinction because if it is software gated, that means that they have options to make those features better, and so paying for those things, if it's
Versus
but it's
the
pure
theater.
software.
Yeah.
But
So
why I defend sometimes these practices is like, while some people, when Tesla released, I guess Tesla didn't make it only. Like they came out and made like the full self-driving, or not full self-driving, but like the autopilot stuff that you could get to like do on like the interstate and stuff like that, but not drive you around town. They do a monthly subscription for that now. It's like $100 and something a month, I think, which is
awesome because I don't need like the full autopilot shit most of the time. I want it when I'm doing the road trip to Colorado, right? Like, and so I could just buy it for the month and be done with it rather than paying like, you know, the extra however much it is to get that extra like 2 features that I want. Like, why would I pay an extra 10 grand?
Sure.
So like when I had ordered the Model S, I didn't put full autopilot on there because you still get like the adaptive cruise control lane keep stuff. The only thing you don't get by not doing full autopilot is the full self-driving shit, I think. And because I think that's under that umbrella now, but I'm probably misremembering. And the like on ramp to off ramp, like highway, like it taking exits for you and stuff. Like it wouldn't do that. But like just me driving to work for 40 miles on the highway, it would behave identically to whether I have the more expensive option or not.
So the question I do have on this, I do get that sense, and I get what you're saying there, and I do think that Silas though hit one interesting thing is that if you bought the car and you bought the feature and you had the hardware there, and it fails, it's totally understandable that you're on the hook for it. But what if you're paying a subscription for that hardware to be able to use it, and then it fails?
That's an interesting point.
Are you on the hook to fix it, or is the company?
In my opinion, then they are on the hook. I mean, the paperwork's going to say that they're fucking not, but they should be. If you're paying for seat heat monthly, you should not be on the hook for the hardware for that. They are on the hook for providing the service, just like any fucking utility. Although, like, it gets weird because, like, you know, I pay for sewage, but like I'm responsible for the line up until like a certain point, right? So,
yeah. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about that being brought up, but that's an interesting question.
I do think, like, you know, while trying to like come up with reasons and argue like why it might make sense, I do think like it feels petty. Like who's their market for this? Is it the people that live in like a climate that only need seat heat 2 months out of the year? Like, is that their market?
So far, I've heard it being rolled out in the UK and in South Korea. So South Korea, I could see. I don't know if they get really that. Can you
opt to buy just the feature? Like, I don't want to pay monthly.
Yes,
I want to buy it.
You can.
Like I know that I'm going to use it because you could do the cost benefit analysis on that super easy, right? Like, if you know you're going to have the car 5 years, and like you just do the math, like, doesn't make sense to.
Yeah, they do offer that as an option. You can buy the whole feature, or just not buy the whole feature and pay for it.
But there's the biggest aspect of this that I think people hate is that knowing the hardware's there, but they don't get to use it. People fucking hate that feeling.
Yeah, but you know, I think you're right with the Tesla that if you can pay to get a feature turned on for a little while and then turned off because you don't need it, I would have no problem with that.
I'll give you another example. I have an off-road motorcycle, like specifically for off-road, like on order for next summer. It's not out yet, and it's an electric one, and that's why like this thing's gonna be fucking badass. They have 2 versions. They have a 60 horsepower version and a 90 horsepower version, and as far as I can tell, they are the exact same except for a software unlock, and the difference in price is $1,000. And that's something similar to what Tesla does. Like Tesla, I believe, even sold cars before with batteries that were software prevented from it made sense in their logistics chain to sell a car with a bigger battery and software limit it to whatever size they were claiming and charge less than it was to have 2 different lines for sizes of battery pack.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's something that's huge and expensive. We're talking fucking seat heaters, like some metal and a fucking relay, right?
And Polestar does something similar. They offer a performance upgrade option that's all software that adds 60.
That's the only difference.
Yep, it's 100% software. You obviously have the same motors. They just tune the motors or allow them to push more current or something like that.
Yeah,
but
interesting.
And I don't know, like, sure. I think sometimes, like, in that, like, there might be stuff you're not considering too. Like, maybe like they know that the more the higher horsepower version, like the performance package, will wear out more motors on average, and they will have to like do more, but still want to cover it under the warranty, and they have to account for that. So the package costs more. Like you cost more for wearing the fleet, right? Like, or the aggregate wear of the fleet has to
across everything,
right? Exactly. So like you don't know, like unless they're willing to be super transparent about the cost of all these things and why. Like, what's BMW say the reason is? Providing flexibility.
I don't think they really give
mad respect if they're like money, bro. Like,
it seems like an odd thing for them to do this with.
Why do you want to work at
But
this?
is here BMW said that it is a way for a second owner of a car to benefit from features that the original owner chose not to purchase.
Interesting. Okay, that's an interesting angle. So that
if you
the
did
cars
not buy
themselves,
the heat seater,
so that okay, but again, we're talking about something very like one very specific feature. But if you didn't buy it because you bought it in fucking California, and then somebody in Colorado buys it, like, I don't know. That's interesting because BMW could argue, like, you know, it's better on brand reputation that all of our stuff has heated seats. Like, you know, even though they might not care about the used market, right? Like, maybe you don't care about your perception that way, but I mean, it depends on whether you believe them. Like, you know, are they doing this for, like, it's probably in reality, it's both, right? Like, that is true. Like, it probably is nice for somebody who buys. Now you don't have to worry, you know, BMW second party owner or second owner in Colorado buying from California, that the person didn't opt for the heated seat.
Yeah, you don't have to look for somebody who says, "Hey, I bought the winter package in a state where they don't need it." And
so you can go and you can. So yeah, I could buy my
Just
BMW and I could pay for the
Yeah.
option. What do they charge for the full thing? Like if I don't want to pay per month,
it is
it's like a few hundred. I hadn't done it yet. I meant to go see if I
It's
could
like
find
an extra $200. It's almost $1,000, I think.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see if you could find like options lists to go see like what it would have cost in each year on like a 3 series, like a standard 3 series. What would it cost to get to heated seats? Because they're certainly not standard in everything, right?
Right.
It'd be frustrating if the add-on package for a brand new car was $1,500, and
well, typically that's what happens. You don't even get the heated seat until you upgrade to the like leather mega package seat thing, and that's like a $2,500 add-on.
Well, $2,500, but then
but it's hard because you get like 10 other features with that too. So
yeah,
it's hard to know exactly what it costs.
Or Brian's earbud. Yeah, if you want
to, like, I'm wearing the way you want me to, Matt. They don't fit my ears.
People think these fucking options lists are bad. Buy a Porsche. Like, go option a Porsche right now. Like, I've done this before. You're like, oh man, that's not too bad of a price for a 911, and then you're like, you option it out, and it's now like double the price, right? Which would be fine if I was building like this fucking track car only, right? Like if I just wanted it to be my crazy driver, that pretty good at like 100 and 120, 140 for a however much a 911 is now. But you go add all the fixings to it, suddenly you've got over $200,000 car. What's a 911 cost?
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a thumbs down for now, just because it's creating a lot of probably poor brand recognition on BMW's part. So they should
give it a thumbs up for controversy.
Okay.
Just because I can.
Well, something that you might want to give a thumbs up to is that the FCC chair has proposed increasing the U.S. broadband standard up to 100 megabit per second minimum, up from 20.
That'd be good.
We're going to talk about that, but I was $40K off. The bare bones base level 911 turbo, no options, is $182,900. That's where she starts.
And does that come with air conditioning and crank or no air conditioning and crank
No.
windows?
I would still
Weird.
fucking.
No, but you can rent the air conditioning.
And it's just like a box of dry ice that they send you. The subscription model is that it melts, sublimates.
What is it in Europe right now? The temperature's so high. There've been like 1,000 deaths just from the heat. And then, so I was watching a thing, and it had this BBC reporter saying, "You just take a bottle of empty bottle, and you fill it up with water, and then freeze it, and then put it right in front of the fan, and that cold air will drift over and make you feel cooler." It's like this is their solution to air conditioning, since a lot of people don't have it.
That mean that is a legitimate way to create cool air. So
It's a legitimate way, but I was like, yikes.
yeah, not ideal.
Not ideal. People are dying from it.
Well, maybe it'd be better if they did have faster internet, but in the U.S. at least, for at least I don't know, how long has it been like this? For probably close to 5, almost 10 years, I'm going to guess. In order to be considered broadband speeds, you had to have 25 megabits per second up. They're now proposing to put 100 down and 25 up, or 20 up.
The up is just killer. I mean, most people want to download. I get that, but up is just brutal.
So, I mean, how many places do you think this is going to just, if it ever gets enacted, people are just going to not have quote unquote broadband internet anymore?
Why do you think that?
Well, I mean, because all of a sudden, if somebody's only getting like 25, 30, 50 megabits per second today, they might have broadband internet as according to the ruling, but now they wouldn't. They would have not broadband internet, I guess. If this were to pass.
It's a good thing to hold the internet companies accountable, because they're just setting up ways to take money from people and not provide them a good service, which is, it's bordering on fraud is what it's really bordering on for a lot of places, when they're like, well, sorry, the best we can get you is this, when they should have updated the lines 20 years ago,
30 years ago.
like that. Yeah. It's like you just chose not to, you just pocketed all the money. And, I guess that's business. And the only problem is you can't really go somewhere else to get, it's not like you can say, well, you know what, your prices are too high and your quality is too low, I'm just going to go down the street and shop at this other store. And that's where the issue really stems from. And so either the government needs to put in place, government Ethernet company X, and come out and set up broadband according to their, to beat out the companies and create, more of a capitalist approach, and say, all right, if you want more clients, now you have to make a better product, or they just need to hold their feet to the fire and say, you just can't do it anymore. Like that's,
well, so I do like the idea of trying to raise the minimum standard of what you can call broadband, but and the idea being that it should help push some companies to offer that. But on the other hand, I question how many people really care what the definition of broadband is. I mean, aren't you usually just looking to see, hey, what are the speeds I can get and going from there? Nope. Or do a lot of people actually just say, hey, is it broadband or not?
People don't know what broadband is. I would say the majority of people wouldn't go, oh, wow, it's broadband. But broadband sounds better than dial-up, because everyone does know dial-up is old. And people are basically getting dial-up speeds that are being called broadband, which has a flashier title. And so it's causing market confusion because of the term. And so if they're saying to people, no, you can't call your awful internet broadband anymore, they'll go, oh, we'll have to come up with another term for our slow internet so that it sounds fast. And that's going to be a hard sell, because you know, you think about parents, grandparents who just are like, I don't know, I just want good internet. And you have the relatives then who have heard broadband is what we need. And so they'll say, no,
High
well, we
speed
need something
broadband.
faster.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
So it's kind of like that
Well-
trickle down effect where they don't know what they're talking about, but they have
It
heard
sounds good.
they've heard the marketing terms enough to be able to weigh in and go, well, it's not broadband. Why can't we had broadband and we don't have broadband anymore? Why did that happen? You know,
So then my next question is, I mean, how often do we think that the internet companies are just not going to lie to us?
oh, they lie all the time. It's important to do speed tests, and you know they'll say, oh no, you
Yeah.
get these speeds unless there's an
It
issue
would be
with
nice
the
if
line.
it would be nice if the minimums were raised. I mean, I'm hoping that that's what this is going to mean. Maybe not.
I mean,
it would be
it
nice if the
should.
minimums were
Yeah.
raised. I think that's the intent, and that would be good. I'd be all for that.
Yep. I would give it a thumbs up because of that. So better internet's always better. Just don't charge us an arm and a leg for it too.
Agreed.
Yeah, well, you know, thumbs up for trying to hold them accountable.
Yeah, give it a try. Yeah, you know, something that you don't need faster internet speeds for though is apparently being able to soon run Steam on your Tesla car. So if you didn't think you had enough games you could play on your Tesla, you can now download
games.
or you may be able to download Steam and play games.
I thought you
very
meant
soon.
that Tesla was not only going to run off of batteries but also steam power.
No.
That would be much cooler to me.
That is definitely not the case here. This is run Steam for games from Valve. I don't know what you're going to be able to play, but you know,
Rocket League.
probably.
It would be really good then to have the self-driving mode if you're going to be playing video games while you're driving.
So, what comes first, the video games or self-driving mode?
Self-driving mode, then the games, or you get a package deal, or you could lease it for a couple of months and just try it out.
Do you think they'll offer a free trial?
That would be nice.
I mean, I'm struggling with this whole playing games in my car thing, and you know, I get it. Okay, if they ever get this full self, okay, that I get. But until then, like, yeah, man, is there really a lot of demand to play a game on your actual car system? How many people just sit in their car and want to play video games?
No,
Or-
but there
I think
also
it's
wasn't a
silly.
demand for us to see a car in outer space. There wasn't a demand for flamethrowers. There wasn't a demand for Tesla Quila. But we got it. We have all of those things now. Some might argue that it's because of CouncilCast. Some might argue that.
Some might argue.
That's why we're trying
I think
to
you don't
give these
know
other
what you
billionaires
want
a leg
until
up.
I don't think you know what you want until a billionaire makes it possible.
That's what I've always said. If it weren't for those billionaires, I wouldn't know what the hell I wanted.
That's exactly. That is exactly it. I'm glad you understand.
I'm not sure. I'm going to sign up for this one. I'm giving this one a thumbs down. I think this
thumbs
is
down.
just dumb.
Thumbs
But
down.
you know what is good though about video game consoles is when you can transform your Game Boy camera into a modern mirrorless camera system.
This isn't real.
So, is this
I'm
going to be
pretty
your
interested here.
next camera, Silas, for professional photography?
Oh, interesting.
So this guy, he apparently took the Nintendo Game Boy camera, and
I don't like.
Basically-
I mean, it's.
turned it into a mirrorless camera, I guess.
I mean, it is
Pretty nifty.
Cool.
He had like that little
Yes.
telephoto lens on it and stuff.
Yeah, he. Those I've seen the images out of those the Game Boy camera. It's garbage. I mean, you'd have to have a very specific use case in mind for it. I mean, people have made really incredible things on terrible equipment, but
Yep.
I personally don't have a use case for this terrible equipment.
So here's how glorious it is. It still takes images that are grayscale that are 128 by 112 pixels. So that's the level of quality that you're dealing with. However, he does say that it is now in a form factor that is much more user friendly than your Game Boy.
Oh, good. I've been waiting for that. I'm going to give it a thumbs down, but I will give him a thumbs up for doing something with his time other than murdering people. So
There you go.
Yeah, I'm giving it a thumbs up. I think finding new uses for old technology. Great job, man. Great job.
Great job.
Well, with that, I'm going to move on to our billionaire pitches for the week.
Well, you saw my pitch. I think a vacuum cleaner of some sort would work way better to get space junk.
Vacuum cleaner for cleaning.
I mean, there's got to be a rocket that can fly around with a big suction hose on the front of it and just suck up stuff.
Well, actually, that's a good point. If you've got a rocket and you're already launching the rocket into space, stuff usually comes out the back end of a rocket. When it's in space, why don't you just turn it in reverse and just suck everything up into the rocket?
Exactly.
So it would propel it by sucking, and also catch stuff.
Sure.
But if it sucked, if it was a tube, think of it like as a giant straw pulling air through, just like jet engines on the sides of planes. I'm like, it's pulling air through to help provide that lift. But if you had like a net on the inside or something,
it could be like a big cannon, and what it does is it flies around and it collects all this stuff, and then it turns it and aims it at the sun.
Yes.
And fires.
Yes.
Goes back around, picks up more stuff, aims it at the sun. Fire. It has to do that motion.
You know what they should do? I have an idea. Can I just have a piggyback idea off of his idea?
Sure.
Because I like the vacuum cleaner thing. But what I want to do is I want it to be a bunch of vacuum cleaner bazookas that suck stuff up and then shoot it at the sun. But I want it to be a bunch of them, and I want them to be controlled by like people playing video games. And that way they can just they can gamify cleaning up space, and that'd be awesome.
It kind of
like you're
Bond
sitting
music.
at your computer and you're like, you know what? I want to go clean up some space junk and I want to level up today. I'm gonna go fly.
This is almost a Bond idea, where the spaceship comes up and it's flying towards the thing, and it just goes, and then takes up the other spaceship and takes it, and then flies away. That's a Bond thing. I can't. But I want it to be able to turn and then go to the sun.
Yeah, and I want to gamify that so that people. And I'm pitching this
actually,
to
so
Pierre
it actually does it.
Amadire.
Oh, that's right.
Either that or gravity boots. I don't care. You can use that idea. Besides, you can take my idea and make it yours, and then I just want gravity boots.
Or gravity boots. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I want a spaceship that collects garbage or gravity boots. One or the other.
Well, that makes sense.
They're called moon boots.
They are called
moon boots.
Moon
They exist.
Boots.
All right. So
is that an episode of The Simpsons? Somebody gets moon boots. What the fuck am I thinking of? No, moon boots are a thing. Look, moon boot. God, they look.
Yeah, no, they're.
I know moon boots are a thing. Yes.
Did you catch who I'm pitching it to? Pierre.
Yeah, Pierre.
Amadire.
I don't know how to spell his last name.
I'll put it in there for you. I got you.
All right. Well,
You can
there you
pitch
go.
it to any billionaire you want to.
Are you pitching yours to anybody specific, Brian?
No. You should pick someone off the list. Anyone who's got more money than they need.
Well, I'm going to make my pitch for the David Thompson and family, who is apparently from Canada. And in my pitch is that he or the family, either way, I think they'd be best suited for this because they are a family. They should figure out a way to harness. We're talking a lot about renewable energy. There's nothing who has more energy than a toddler. And so you should figure out a way to harness the energy that toddlers generate. I think you could power the entire world off toddler energy.
I like it.
Just like in Monsters Inc. Huh? Okay, cool.
Exactly. So I hope David Thompson and his family can get on that very soon.
I hope they're watching right now. And if they are, it would be great if you could get this idea going immediately.
Yeah.
Thank you for your generosity.
To the whole family.
The whole family. We appreciate your willingness to spend your entire family fortune on into turning toddler energy into powering the world. I like that.
All right, Matt, you got a pitch for us this week?
No.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and call this council meeting adjourned. Thank you all for listening. You can check us out live Tuesday nights on YouTube. And if you, for some reason, liked what you saw and want to check out all of our past episodes, you can go to councilcast.org or check out iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. If you have a topic that you would like the council's decision on, you can email us at idon'tcare@councilcast.org or connect with us on Twitter @RealCouncilCast or join us on Reddit @/CouncilCast. Thanks for listening and goodbye.
Goodbye.